Clarity is the foundation of wealth, and without it, one will also so hard without any evidence. In fact, the foundation of any success or any big endeavor you see today is clarity. Without clarity, it will just be like somebody beating about the bush or a driver driving very fast without destination. So today we are going to be talking about clarity. And if you were there, you are stuck between your 9 to 5, or you want to start anything afresh, you want to start something new, either by the side or full time, be it the digital business, be it physical business, this is for you. Stay with me. My name is Kemi Alex and welcome to my channel. So let's get started. So people fail not because they don't work hard or they are lazy, but because of confusion, right? No clarity, no direction, they don't know what to do. And when you ask them questions, most times you hear, I don't know what to do. I am confused. And in that state of confusion, nothing can be achieved. You agree with me? To gain clarity, you must know what you want. That is the first step. You must know your destination. What do you want? Do you want freedom? Do you want your time back? Do you want money? Just money. There's some clarity that leads to just money. But however, they all work hand in hand. So you need to know what you need. You need to know what you want. Where is your final destination? What do you want to achieve? I've had the opportunity of working with a number of people in their hundreds, and a lot of them do not have clarity. Yes, they know that they want to start a business, they know they want to start a side business, but they don't really know what to do. They don't have clarity, they don't know what they will do, they don't know the final destination, they don't even know what they want. So the first thing is clarity starts from inside you, it starts from within. You need to ask yourself, what do you want? I'm going to tell you my story. So I left banking just less than a year ago, but before I left banking, I know that like 5 years ago, I already know that I am not going to stay here for too long, and I needed to start building something. I already know that I need a side business that is going to grow into a major business, and I started it by the side just about 5 years ago. However, I started testing the waters before I majored on what I am doing currently. So sometimes clarity does not come all at once, but clarity comes when you take a baby step. Clarity comes when you start. If you don't start anything, there won't be anything to be clear about. Okay, let's assume that I say, oh, I want to monetize my knowledge. I want to become a digital product owner, or rather, I want to produce physical products to sell. I want to own a company, whatever it is that I am saying that I want to do. Now, if I don't even start, if I don't take the first step, the baby steps, and most of the time, I advise that the first step should be learning. You don't dabble into things anyhow. Okay, some people have cash, they have a lot of money, and they feel like, oh, this is what I want to do. No learning, no testing the waters, and the person starts committing millions into that venture that you have not learned about. So clarity comes when you take the baby step. Go and learn. Ask the people that have been doing it before. So by the time you start asking questions, learning about that thing that caught your fancy or that you're interested in, then you will know if it's something you want to do or not. Now, apart from that, some clarity comes from what you have been doing before, or what you are used to. So some clarity comes as a result of what you have been doing before, what you love doing, your hobbies, and you feel like, I would like to make this a business. I would like to make this a brand. And since it's something you love doing, something you can do for a long time without getting tired or weary, then your clarity is embedded in that aspect of your life, something you love doing. For me, I love skills, I love DIYs, I love doing things with my hand, I love physical products. In as much as I do digital product, digital training also, but I love physical products. At any point in time, you always see me with a physical product that I produce from the scratch. And I love doing that. I derive joy from doing it. You could see that my clarity is inside something I love doing already. But for some people that are so engrossed in their 9 to 5, they are so engrossed in the office work, some of them have lost themselves. Some people have even lost what they know how to do. If you ask them what's your hobby, they'll tell you, I don't have any hobby. What do you love doing? I don't even know. Their life is wired around to go to work, come back at night, and I've not been using my mic. Oh my goodness, where's my mic? I've not been using my mic. I hope that was clear. All right, let's continue. I'm not going to delete this. This is one of the things content creators face. All right, so some people's life have been wired around the job they do, and they are not clear about anything. I was like that many years ago. If you ask me what's your hobby, what do you love doing, what can you do apart from the work you're doing, what else can you do? You know, we have come into an economy of what can you do. We are now in an economy of skills. Content creation is a skill. Speaking is a skill. Speaking, let me call it public speaking, is a skill. And there are so many tech skills also. I'm not even talking about the tech skills now, like maybe coding, data analysis, and all that. There are some skills that are just part of daily living. Some skills are just part of life that when you cultivate it, when you groom it, it will become a skill that can actually put some bucks in your pocket. So some people even have the skills, but the skills have been swept under the carpet. Some people are good writers, good speaker, but they cannot do any of those things again because they've been buried in what they do for their income, which is very good, but a time will come in your life when you will need to dig out those things, those innate abilities, because now your skills, your natural skills now is a gateway to that life that you want, the freedom you want, the time freedom you want, the good retirement you want. Imagine somebody creating content and the person is able to retire to any country, and so some people's skills are buried. In fact, they don't have any again. These are the people that really need to work on getting clarity. Like they need to dig out, they need to sit down, just take a weekend and sit down. Something in you is telling you that you need to do something for yourself. I spoke with a dearly beloved elderly woman, and she told me, she confided in me and said, I am scared of retirement. I need to do something. You know, she's counting down to when she will be told to go home to rest, but what is she resting at? You know, nothing to fall back on. So she needed to do something, and we got talking. These are the topics that we less talk about. These are topics that we less talk about. We just focus on, I go to work, I come back, I go to work, I come back. But people fail to think and say, what if this work is not there? What if something happens to me? What do I fall back on? Oh, let me start doing this at the side. And some people want to do it, but they are not clear. So I'm here for you today. And how do you gain clarity? So let's go there. So your clarity, like I said before, can even come from something you have within you already. You just need to brush it up, look for a mentor, and start working on it and build a business or a venture around it. Your clarity can also come if you don't have any hobby that could, you know, culminate into business or that could give you income. Then you could just sit down and start learning from people. At that time you were learning, you become open-minded. So clarity comes from when you leave yourself, you're open-minded. I am ready to learn. A lot of people fall into my class and they don't even know whether they want to do what I advertised or not, but along the line they find themselves. Because in my class I talk wild. I talk about so many things apart from the production I'm teaching them. I talk about life, I talk about business generally, and a lot of them found their light bulb moment from those discussions. So for you to gain clarity, please, you need to step out of your comfort zone. You need to step out from your room. You need to step out from your bed. You need to step out from your cocoon. You need to start going out for conferences. You need to start listening to educative YouTube videos that is talking about what you want to achieve, what you want to acquire. You want to acquire financial freedom aside what you do every day for your pay. You need to open your mind. In fact, I began to understand that I have some innate abilities when I started opening my mind to learning. Initially, I wasn't learning anything. I was so busy in my banking career that I hardly have time to even reflect, to self-reflect. Who am I? And somehow I lost myself too. But like 5 years before I finally take the decision to bow out of the industry, I started finding myself. I noticed I have some passion. I have something inside of me. I have something to offer. Then I started trainings. I started trainings on producing physical products. I caught interest in that, and I was clear that this is what I'm going to do. Then somehow while doing it, I noticed that I love impacting knowledge. I love talking to people about what they can also do to gain the kind of financial freedom they want rather, and also get time freedom and get something to fall back to when they leave their 9 to 5 job. And I've been able to help a number of people to gain clarity and start something and start earning. And I'm so happy when I open my phone and I see my DM and people keep telling me, oh, they're so grateful to have come in contact with me. So I was like, wow, so I was actually made for this, right? But imagine I didn't take the baby steps. So remember, even though I didn't break it into point 1, 2, or 3, clarity comes from your innate abilities. You bring it out, you work on it, you can learn more about it. If you notice that you love speaking, public speaking, you can get a public speaker to train you, to mentor you. Now, if you are the type that is lost in your job so much that you can't even remember the things you love doing, or what you don't even know if you can do any other thing apart from the job you're doing, then you need to open up yourself for trainings, for conferences, listen to podcasts on self-development, on finance, side business, on side also, on you just need to open up yourself. So when you open up yourself to such learnings, you will find out that your clarity will start coming gradually. Open up yourself rather. Okay, so that's the second way you can get clarity. Then the third way, which should even be the first, is that you need to pray. I don't know what you believe in, but I'm a Christian and I believe God gives clarity too. God gives direction. So you need to pray to God. Even if you've gotten clarity from other sources, you need to take it back to God to say, God, this is what I want to do. Direct me, lead me, and you would see that you'll be doing something that you will not regret doing. Now let's talk about choosing the right path when you are on the way to clarity on what you should build, what side business you should do, what main business you should do, or maybe you want to diversify from an existing business or venture or any other thing that you're doing. But here we're talking about the people who want to build business, would be entrepreneurs, busy 9 to 5 workers, either man or woman. Now, how do you choose the right path of creating wealth or creating a business from the scratch? Now, we have 3 pillars which I classify into knowledge monetization, service monetization, and product monetization. Knowledge monetization just means selling your knowledge. You know, nowadays a lot of people are looking for knowledge. We are in the days where knowledge has actually increased. People want to get information, people want to get direction, people want to be taught, people want to be mentored. And you can monetize the knowledge you've had over the years, the experiences you've had over the years. Or let's assume that you are an HR personnel who has been an HR leader, or you've grown across the ranks as an HR staff or personnel, right? And you are looking at monetizing that knowledge. You know that we have HR bodies like CIPM, SPHR, or what have you, that have students who are looking for people who would teach them how to pass that exam. This is just an example. Let's assume that you've passed that exam in time past and you was good, you have the knowledge, you have the experience. Do you know that you could start a kind of lesson, like call it lessons, classes on how to pass HR courses, how to become a certified HR business partner. You could form a knowledge-based class, and people will actually pay you for their services. You could consult for other firms, companies, even on part-time basis as an external HR consultant, right? So there are so many ways to do this. Okay, still on knowledge monetization. Let's assume you are a medical practitioner and you want to monetize by the side. Do you know that you can actually consult for people online and take a token? It's just for you to structure the business, structure a brand around it, and you're good to go. Now let's even talk about the teachers. We have a lot of teachers here in my country that are crying about low pay, low salary. I have seen a lot of teachers making a lot of money online through teaching online. In fact, they now teach kids lessons, private lessons online, and it's just something you need to come out with and brand it, and people will come for you. Then you need to make it visible. Now that's in the part of knowledge monetization. Do you have the knowledge of digital skills? You can teach digital skills. Do you have the knowledge of physical product? You can teach physical product for people who want to learn how to produce that particular product or do that particular thing you know how to do, right? It's just that you need to brand it properly into a proper business, and people will be all after you, trying to learn from you. Now the second one I want to talk about is services. Services has to do with, in fact, for services you don't need capital. You don't need capital, so to say. Maybe the capital you will need for services would be your online platforms, the data you used to come online to create awareness about what you're doing, or maybe your flyers. Services from plumbing to hairdressing to in fact, physical. Those ones are even physical services. You cannot make somebody's hair online or virtually. You have to be there. So these are services where you have to be there yourself to do, and this might not require a lot of capital. Now, still talking about services, a lot of things have gone online. There are a lot of online services which you can also offer, like helping businesses to set up their Facebook advert. That means you need to go and learn the advert. Like, in fact, learning digital skills is a faster way of starting something by the side, because you don't need overhead. Your digital skills that you can render to individuals who need them is a very quick way to start something by the side. What are the roadblocks? The roadblocks that stop people from gaining clarity or even starting out at all. Number one is fear. Fear is false experiences appearing real. Fear and being pessimistic, just being afraid of everything. It's funny, but we're going to talk about that on this channel later. It's funny how people are not afraid to keep going to build other people's businesses for peanuts for 20 years, for decades. And it's so funny how they feel like their own is going to fail even without even trying at all. Fear is something you have to kill before you gain clarity. And some people think that they need a lot of money, they need a lot of money, they need investors from all over before they can even start. Why not start first with the little you have? Oh, some people even make jest of it. I say, don't tell us to start with the little we have, because it's not funny. I'm telling you, you could actually start with the little you have. You just need to start. You even need to batch test. If it's a physical product, just batch test and give to somebody to test, give to your neighbors, give to your members. Can you check this? Is it nice? You'll be surprised at how others will start coming. Don't be afraid, just try. Then lack of decision, indecision, and procrastination. I'm going to group these together. Procrastination is a thief of opportunities. Procrastination is the thief of clarity. Procrastination is the thief of time. I don't know if procrastination, indecision, and laziness, I don't know if they are triplets, because all these go together. Indecision, I'll try today, I'll try tomorrow, and by the time you wake up, you will 50 years with nothing to show for it. You are going to retire, nothing to show for it. Procrastination, I will do it today, I'll do it tomorrow. Indecision, I don't know what to do, I don't even want to try. Laziness, I am tired, I'm worn out, I work from Monday to whatever, and I cannot do anything for myself. If you have the energy to work for another person from Monday to Saturday or from Monday to Friday, that time you get home after you take your rest, you take your nap, it's the time when you will sit down and start thinking of what you can do for yourself. Let me add this. When I was actively working, I actually do a lot of things in traffic. You won't believe me. Sometimes in traffic, I pick up a book and start reading. Sometimes in traffic, I start checking recipes, I start checking combinations, I start checking ingredients. Sometimes in traffic, I seal deals and do a lot of things. So, like, I was so busy. My brain was busy. As I was doing my job, I was doing some other thing to create the future I want. And I'm so happy that I were in that part, because yes, I have my time, I have my financial freedom, I have my time to myself, I can live in my own terms, not in another person's time, and I'm good and fine. Now I'm not discrediting the fact that you need to work. In fact, I advise that you work first before you go into trying to set up a business. But then while you're working, you need to be smart about what you do. You need to give your best to the job and make sure that you don't lose yourself while doing that. All right, so let's go to the very next step. What is your very next step? Your why. One, write your why. What do you want? I said it at the beginning. What do you want? Two, audit your skill. What are the skills you have? Or what are the skills you want to learn? Even if you don't have the skills, you can learn those skills. Then pick one at a time. This is very important. You cannot be a beginner and you're doing about 10 things at the same time. One or two is okay. You know, a lot of people say, no, you have to plant here and plant there and plant there so that money will be a lot. No, it's not done that way. You need to start one thing at a time. When you master that thing and grow in that thing, then you can now come up with another idea. When what you have started, or the business you have started, has started giving you money, and you are comfortable, balanced, then you can now go into another stream of income. But you cannot start about 10 stream of income at once. You're going to be confused, right? Consistency in whatever you have decided to do is key. You have to be consistent. So clarity is not knowing everything at once. I think with all these things we have discussed, you'll be able to understand. Clarity is not knowing everything at once. Clarity is knowing your next step. At each point in time, you know the next thing to do, you know the next thing to do. And by the time you get to your destination, you look back and say, wow, I've gone a long way in building a very beautiful business venture or anything it is. If you have listened to me to this moment, that means you enjoyed my video. Click the subscription bell so that you'll be able to get my other videos that will be coming up as soon as possible. My name is Kemi Alex. Once again, see you in the next video.